This is Keith Weaver with the Top Executive Strategy Podcast, where CEOs, COOs, and business owners share strategies for success. This is 6 questions in 9 minutes because the best strategies are concise business advice. So we're going to get right to it. Question number 1. In a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm Chris Huntington. I'm the COO of Lulu and Roo. It's a children's e-commerce clothing brand. That is my day job. I'm an entrepreneur by heart. So I'm also COO of a company called Milestorm that was featured on Shark Tank last fall. And then I also have another business because I can't help myself running out of my garage because I love e-commerce.
That's awesome. It sounds like you stay very busy. So that's a good thing.
Maybe too busy. That's okay.
So question number 2. What's the best thing about being a business leader?
I think for me, it's providing opportunities for employees. I love seeing employees grow, challenging them, seeing them achieve results that they didn't think they could do by just backing them, building up their confidence, providing opportunities. That's the first part. The second part for me, I just get really jazzed up when we can create a product or a service that customers just love and they rave about, and that changes their lives.
Making a difference, especially like you said, the potential in employees, helping them reach their potential. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So question number 3, I hear from other business leaders that people strategy in their business can be more of a challenge sometimes than the business strategy. What are your thoughts on that?
I wholeheartedly agree. I think business strategy is the easy part. You can sit down, you can come up with the ideas, you can be creative, you can get Post-it notes, put it all over, you can whiteboard strategy, right? The hard part is finding the team who's motivated to execute the strategy. The communication, the following up, everybody's bought into that strategy and can get it to move. So finding the right team, getting the right people on the bus, so to speak, those A players, that's the most important part.
Awesome. Very true. Question number 4. What strategy would you like to share with other business leaders?
Yeah, so I was thinking about this quite a bit, and I think the one that we've learned recently is something called white space. And so what you do is you put together an attribution framework, which is the competitive factors that make you different. The reason why customers buy from you, it's price, it's speed, it's inventory, it's availability. You list out all of these factors and see where you stack up with your competition. And once you graph this out, there's going to be an area where nobody's going to own. And so figuring out for yourself that attribute and going after it and being different. One of the big things that we talk about all the time is you don't have to be better. You just have to be different, especially in the eyes of the consumer. Why are you different? I mean, obviously it has to be something that customers care about, but just being different and identifying that, and then being ferocious about those 4 or 5 attributes that you can master and not worry about the others.
I love that answer. And the premise of all of that is obviously you have to really know yourself and the company, because you have to really understand what those things are. So
absolutely.
Great answer though. All right, number 5. What other successful leaders like yourself would you like to acknowledge as great leaders and maybe would be great guests on a podcast?
Yeah, so I've been with Lulu and Roo for about a year. We grew almost 140% in 2018 over 19. And in my time at Lulu and Roo, our CEO, Sydney Sorensen, she's seen tremendous growth herself. She actually just got Utah's 40 under 40s. She got recognized for that. She has great insight into brand designs and products. She's the brainchild behind all of our products that we launched at Lulu and Roo. She would be a great fit for it.
Well, awesome. We'll have to talk to her about being on.
Yeah.
That would be great. Okay, so for a 6th and final kind of a fun question, tell me about your favorite past boss.
So favorite is interesting, but the reason why I picked this boss was out of college, I worked for Avery Dennison, a Fortune 500 company out of Ohio. And my boss's name was Kent. And Kent was intimidating to me, to be honest. Right out of college, that first job, he was super intimidating. But the reason why he was my favorite was because he really pushed me to do difficult things. He believed in me. He trusted in me. He put me in positions like managing phone calls with all of the manufacturing plants across the U.S. Me out of college, entry level, I'm guiding this discussion with plant managers on how they need to do better at providing better service, speed, inventory for our customers. And he put me in those positions. So he's my favorite because he believed in me and I grew the most in that role.
That's really cool. And it sounds like he almost knew maybe your potential better than you did.
Which going back to our what makes a great business leader is he believed in me. He saw my potential before I saw mine. And that's what I, strive to do to pass on with my employees as well.
That's awesome. Well, great. Well, hey, it's been so great having you on. Before we leave, why don't you tell people how they can find you or connect with you?
Yeah, so I'm just on LinkedIn. You can look up Chris Huntington. I live here in Utah, so that will probably help you distinct the profile. I'm happy to connect with anybody and talk business strategy anytime, especially in the entrepreneurial startup phase. That's kind of my passion.
Awesome. Well, great. All right. Well, this is Keith Weaver, and this has been another episode of Top Executive Strategy Podcast. And for more insights and to follow us, you can follow us at Weaver Business Coaching and or the Top Executive Strategy Podcast. We look forward to having you on and listen to more episodes. And until then, best success to you.